Cochem, a medieval town well known for its production of wine, the steepest vineyards in the world, their iconic hilltop castle, and a wine vending machine. And so today I decided to give it a little visit. Hopped off my train at a very sad and dusty train station. However, I was greeted by sunny weather, beautiful buildings, and a little statue with a mirror on it. It was dead silence in the streets, and it made me a bit uncomfortable.
It's so quiet. It's so strange.
But then I saw it.
And that is where we're heading.
I have to confess, the only reason I decided to visit Cochem is because I accidentally stumbled upon this article about 10 most beautiful castles in Germany. And the first castle on the list was none other than Reichsburg Cochem, a famous castle located just a 40-minute train ride away from me. So out of fear of missing out, I decided to give it a visit. I wasn't really sure how to get to the castle, so I felt pretty lost. I kept walking on a subtle incline through the town.
I think I'm going the right way. I have no idea.
Until I found this gate. And a lovely sign confirming my castle finding instinct.
I guess I found the right way.
And now there's no way other than up, with beautiful views along the way. But then I had to go down.
You know, a little bit of Jesus.
And then up again. And finally, embarrassingly out of breath by a few steps of stairs, I can see the finish line. Welcomed with the great view of the castle and the town, an unknown voice urged me that the tour will start in 5 minutes. So I quickly took notice and bought the ticket. You can only do guided tours at the castle. So I am now part of a group of people that went through a special gate that was closed before. We were stepping on little stones and following the tour guide. The guide starts the tour by separating the German speakers and non-German speakers. And I'm not sure if it happens all the time, or is it just because we were highly outnumbered, but the guided tour proceeded to be in German. And for the foreigners, we were given these pieces of paper about the castle in our desired language. I didn't really take much offense to it because I'm not really a big fan of guided tours or history. I just like appreciating the architecture, the old aesthetic and decor. The castle was built around year 1000. It faced many attacks and changes of owners, was destroyed by the French and rebuilt by a Berlin businessman in 1877. During the tour, we saw 7 rooms out of 50, mainly because the other rooms are mostly empty. The castle includes a lot of styles like Renaissance, Gothic, and Rococo. Rococo is so fun to say. And the neo versions of them. But let me give you a quick tour about things I liked about the castle. This beautiful book reading nook. The beautifully painted walls, ceilings, and ceilings decorated with poker work. The teal glazed plates from Delft and the Dutch Bible tiles. This dude or lady? Leaded glass windows, especially these ones. This unmentioned bear rug that looks like you can get from the original Sims. The balcony that was 100 meters above the Mosel and made me successfully uneased, since it's very high up. And last but certainly not least, a stair railing with abs. Multiple abs. And that concludes my tour. When researching what to do in Cochem other than visiting the castle, I found this article mentioning the best place to take an aesthetic picture of you and the castle. So with a rock stuck to my shoe,
I guess it's stuck with me now.
I headed there. With the help of Google Maps, I managed to find it fairly quickly.
I think we have to go up here. Look at that. That's pretty dope.
When traveling alone, the hardest part is having nice pictures of you in them.
Yeah, I have a tripod. This is the reason why I brought it.
I brought my tripod for this very reason. But if you take pictures alone, you most likely need to use a front-facing camera to see the composition. Unfortunately, not only do you lose precious quality, but the front camera cannot take raw pictures. So my photos didn't turn out as good as I wanted. So here's what the article had, and here's what I got. But the location is great nonetheless. So thank you, article.
Oh, there's a cross. A little cross.
My hands are freezing, so I needed a place to warm up and maybe get a hot beverage.
This is so cute.
So I headed to the Altstadt to find a cafe or something similar. But I accidentally stumbled upon a more intriguing place. A vending machine room? One filled with drinks, one filled with...
Is that ice cream?
And the last with alcohol and vapes? But it didn't end there. This was actually just an extension. The building across was the original vending room. Typical snack machines, sausage and mayo salads, dairy machine,
Eggs, butter, shampoo.
a hygiene and quick meal machine, plus more drink options. Even though they had hot drinks there, I still wanted to sit somewhere warm and cozy. So after a few moments of looking around, I found Sabrina's kitchen. It looked super cute and there were a lot of elderly people, so I fit right in. After trying to decide between black tea and a cappuccino, I went with the hot chocolate with cream. And the hot chocolate was right what I needed. Plus they had a bathroom and free Wi-Fi. Now that's a great bargain for your buck. Warmed up, I was ready to explore the old town. The place looked as German as it gets. It was smothered with lovely timber houses and a lot of German font. There were also many old, beautiful, over-the-top store signs and many European-esque small alleyways. I also found a red phone booth and this amazing wall. And many versions of these. Could someone please tell me what these are? Or used to be, because I'm curious to know. I started following this random path that led me out of the town.
Historical mustard mill? Interesting.
I found this seasonally closed chairlift that potentially offers a great view of the town.
I guess I'm gonna just follow this road since Google Maps told me there's something out there that I can see. Is this what Google Maps wanted me to see? I mean, it's a bit underwhelming.
Nonetheless, I found this more intriguing green building on the way back that had many innocent faces on it. Some with and some without noses.
There's a chicken. You see it?
It was time to get to the other side of the river, to see the town view from afar.
Look how high the water is. Dang. Look at the dog. Look at the dog.
I was also excited to look at the church, only to see that it was closed.
Pretty sure it's closed. Yep.
But I did see an epic masterpiece of a wall.
The train. The train's coming. Ringing the bell.
So I was following Google Maps again to see a pin-worthy area, hoping that this time is better than last time. Already on the way, I found this mesmerizing building.
Mamma mia. Look at the detail.
But ultimately, I think the pin leads to just a good view of the town.
Just, I think, mainly a nice view. It is very nice, actually.
So nothing particularly special, but it is definitely worth seeing. And the water level?
Look, there's a sign. It's under the water.
From there, the town looked very gorgeous. It makes me wonder, what is it like to live in a small town like this? It's incredibly peaceful and quiet, and it's surrounded by nature. I was absorbing it all in and enjoying my little walk along the Mosel.
I think this is the hotel area.
I also found a great place to take some pictures. This time I used the back camera. And look at the difference when you edit it in Photoshop. You can do little adjustments if you have a JPEG, but raw images are simply more superior.
Look at him go. He's just cruising. Hey, look, it's his friend. Lady friend. Honey, I'm home.
As I didn't have much else planned than visiting Cochem's castle and the old town,
Little witch.
I decided to visit this little park on Google Maps. And unfortunately, this meant more stairs.
Oh no. I had a suspicion that it's a graveyard, but now we're here.
The graves looked very well kept. And there was a bench where I took a little break and drank some tea.
It's cold.
After giving my legs a little rest, I started exploring a small path that opened me up to this view.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. Kind of feeling it's private property, so I guess I'll turn back.
On the way back to the Old Town Road, I found this unsettling statue fountain.
It's so cute.
And so there's not much left to explore other than the shops. I found a lot of interesting potential souvenirs. I really enjoy an ugly postcard. The uglier the better. And I found this wine vending machine.
Oh my god. This is brilliant.
I guess if you ever need wine in an urgent time, they got you covered. This makes sense because, as mentioned before, Cochem is big on wine. But since I'm not that into wine and it's 3 p.m, I think I'll make a pass on it today. I was feeling a bit peckish. Instead of going to a traditional German restaurant, I went to an even better option that had the best ratings on Google in Cochem. I got a lahmacun, and based on my incorrect pronunciation of that, the guy at the counter immediately knew I was not from here. He was very nice and talkative, and surprisingly, I held up a basic conversation with him in German. While he was making my food, he said that in the summertime Cochem is way more beautiful and has a lot of visitors. And he also mentioned that right down the street there's a dance place where all the people go in the evening to dance, which I thought was very sweet. So I got my big boy.
I got the boy. I could knock someone down with this.
And went to find a place to munch on it. Along the Mosel there were many benches, so I chose one. After 5 minutes of struggling to unwrap my food, I finally got it. It was great. A bit too strong on the onions, but other than that it was very good. I couldn't finish it all, so I have my handy dandy container with me, to save it for later. With my tired legs, I headed back to the train station. On the way, I found this pamphlet that I hoped maybe explained the lore behind these barrels, since they have a giant picture of them, but they don't mention a single word as to what it is. Anyway, I was sitting in the cold for 10 minutes, waiting for my little train. And when it arrived, I was happy to finally head home. And so, was Cochem worth visiting? Absolutely. Although I didn't drink wine and the weather was quite chilly, I really enjoyed my time there. It is a very small town, so you can explore it in a couple of hours, like I did. Or if you're thinking of staying longer, you can also enjoy going on hikes and exploring the nature around it. Today was so quiet and peaceful walking along the river. In an odd way, it made me think about that town that exists all in one building. Baggage towers. Just how everything is small and compact in a sense. So if you're thinking of passing by or are a short stop away from Cochem, I highly recommend it.
Look, they're on a double date. They're so cute. Oh, the pebble left. Nice.